you all for coming to the memorial of my mother, Jenny Sue Jen Chow. Immediately following the service, around 8:30, we have reserved a room at Citrus Restaurant across the street, and we'd like to invite everyone there for refreshments. May we bow our heads now to recite one of my mom's favorite prayers, Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
Amen.
I will now give a brief bio of my mom, and then my siblings and I will share some personal thoughts. My mother was 68 years of age when she passed away last Saturday in her home. She was born in Brunei to Chinese parents who emigrated from Canton, China. At the age of 24, she left her birthplace to follow her fiancé, my father, to South Dakota.
I don't think anything can work.
They eventually settled in Ohio in 1967. Jenny was devoted to making a beautiful, loving home in this new land. She dedicated her life to raising 4 children, 1 English setter, 2 parakeets, countless hamsters and fish, and 3 cats. Because she also loved birds, her backyard was a haven for hungry birds. Another passion was cooking. Jenny taught Chinese cooking classes for local adult education centers. My mom was a proud cancer survivor of 14 years. She was a hero in her fight to beat the disease. Reciting Psalm 23 and the Lord's Prayer helped her to get through the toughest times. In her later years, she found much joy in spending time with her family, traveling, shopping, some action-adventure movies, and as always, cooking and nourishing her loved ones. Our older sister Mabel will now share her thoughts.
Thanks for coming. My name is Mabel, and I'm mom's oldest daughter. And I just want to thank you everybody for coming and tell you a little bit about my mom. She was always worried when we were growing up that she would pass away young at 33, which is the age her mother passed away. So, but she was a great mom because even though her mom passed away and she had nobody as a role model, she became a great mom, and she encouraged all her kids to go to college even though she didn't have the opportunity to. And she just had a great sense of humor. I remember growing up, she always wanted to try new restaurants. She's really diverse too. So, even though she grew up not having a lot of things, she always wanted to try new things and try new different kinds of foods. And after she had cancer, she had a hard time eating. But she always would make a joke because I would be eating pad thai or something, and she'd look at me and she'd go, "God, that looks really good," and I wish I could have a chance to eat that. And just had a really good sense of humor, and she'd laugh about it. Just like, she'd ask me if that tasted really good, and looked like, wow, I wish I could have it. But she had a good sense of humor about it. So I appreciate you coming here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michael Chow, and I'm Jenny's son. I'm number 2. He's 5 with me. I just wanted to share a few things about my mother. She, was a very loving mother, and she was the type of mother where even those outside of our family looked to her as a second mother. There was my best friend growing up. He had 9 kids or 8 other siblings, and I think he kind of was neglected at home because he would always hang out at my house because my mom gave him all this attention. So, she treated him just like her own son. And one of the memories that I really like to share with you about my mother is she really liked a song by Leo Sayer called "I Love You More Than I Can Say." And you have to excuse me. I have a singing voice that only mother can provide. I wanted to sing it to my mother. Whoa, 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 yeah. I love you more than I can say. I'll love you twice as much tomorrow. Whoa, whoa, I love you more than I can say.
So I'm the third child in the family. My mother was my all-time favorite person in the whole wide world. I will forever miss her shiny, loving eyes, her soft, gentle cheek, her radiant smile that gave meaning to my life. My mom was bursting with love. The physical gestures of affection were always a tiny bit awkward for her. But that's okay because that only made them even sweeter and somehow more genuine. After her death, somebody said to me, keep her spirit alive by picking one trait that you most loved about your mom and act upon that trait every day so your daughter will learn that trait and pass it along also. In this way, you will keep her spirit alive forever. Well, my mom was a wise, nurturing soul. For those she loved, whether you were her husband, her child, her dog, or pet hamster, she took good care of you and loved you unconditionally. One time I played a prank on her. It was shortly after David and I got married. My mother loved David. She loved his gentle ways, his ability to see the big picture, and his tolerance of my erratic behavior. Anyways, I wanted to test this love. So I called her one evening and I said, Mom, David just asked me to get breast augmentation surgery. There was a long pause. What? Why did she ask? Mom, David wants me to get breast augmentation surgery, I said again. I looked over at David. He was shaking his head and he told me to stop joking, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted to see if my mom could still love David, somebody who would still ask his wife, her daughter, to do something like this. Nancy, she whispered, go to the bathroom, use toilet paper, roll it up, and she also advised me that I could buy special padded bras to make my breasts look bigger. So my mom had won. Her love was unconditional. Her love was non-judgmental. Her love was understanding. I miss you, Mom. I really, really miss you. I think of your brutal childhood, your own mother's death when you were only 7, you and your sister raising your 3 younger brothers by yourselves, not having enough to eat, taking the bark off trees to try to make something edible. I close my eyes and I try to imagine what it was like for you. I try to imagine your loneliness when you came to this country. I think of your long, brave fight with cancer. And the last few years when simple pleasures like eating were taken away from you. But you loved your family. That nourished you. That kept your will to live strong. Even in sickness, you always looked after me. Mom, I love you, and you will always be my role model. I have to just get something in my bag. just turning off my cell phone too. I forgot